Hi guys, it's Lynn here. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Now welcome to my little greenhouse and yard cacti and succulent and other plant update. And this is part 2 of the complete cactus and succulent update tour. I did part 1 here, which was the polytunnel collection. This is where we keep most of our cacti and succulents here in the polytunnel. And if you haven't seen that video, do check that video out. Links will be up above now on the little information sign. Click onto that, it'll take you straight to the video if you haven't seen that video. And I'll also put links down below to that. That's a complete tour of the cactus and succulent collection in the polytunnel. Now this is going to be the yard, and I'm going to be doing this in 3 parts because there's a lot of plants. We also have a lot of house plants and also cacti and succulents and air plants in the house. So that's going to be our house plant, cacti and succulent update, which is going to be following this one. So this is, I say, 3 parts. First part is the cactus and succulent polytunnel collection, which is all in there. Video link down below. Second part is the yard, cactus and succulents in the yard, and also into our little greenhouse. We have a second little greenhouse here. That's what it's going to be today. And then the next video is going to be the house plant collection. We have a lot of plants, so I'm doing it in 3 parts. So let's say this is our yard, and I'm going to start off here. We have our agaves in the little corner here. We have agave americano and another agave here as well. This is actually americana, and this is the filifera, which has the lovely little filaments coming off it. And here we have, this is one of our tillandsias. It's one of the outdoor types, one of the bromeliads, and this is beautiful. It has gorgeous, lovely, colourful flowers, usually in the autumn time for us. So that is sort of growing amazing here. We have another agave there too. And then we have a collection of a lot of things that we have grown from seed. A lot of these is what Hans has been growing from cuttings and everything, from friends that have gifted us cuttings from their gardens. And we don't really have we have a little garden out the front here that Hans makes an amazing job of looking after. But this is really more of a yard. As you can see, we have our polytunnel out here. And this is where we have a lot of plants that we are sort of having pots. Future, when we move on in the future to another home, we'll be able to plant a lot of these outdoors. We have a lot of oaks from different parts of the world as well. We've got these ones here we got from when we was in Berlin. We found oaks that had germinated and that have fallen off the tree. So these are what we've propagated ourselves here. And some oaks that we've got from our friend Shane Walsh, that from Killiney here in Ireland, on the west coast of Ireland. So it's very special from the Killiney, from the forest there. Very, very special. And other ones as well. Got some we found when I was in England. Different types, all mixtures going on here. And then here is my lovely my very, very old apple tree that I grew from seed. From an apple tree that was grown in the bottom of my garden when I lived in Sligo on the west coast of Ireland. And I managed to germinate the seed, and this is it now. Lovely. I've had this for many, many years, so it's very, very special to me. And then here we have the hanging baskets. Now this is one of our ripsalis here. This is, I'm not quite sure of the exact type of ripsalis, but there's many different types. I'm going to show you here. There's 2 different types we've got here. This one is a ripsalis arboreolata, and it's lovely sort of wider leaves on this, and new growth all coming out. As you can see, new little leaf segments coming out there. So it's very, very happy. Loving sort of the rain that we're getting a little bit here at the moment. So it's very, very healthy and green. And this one here, it's got a little bit pink tinge because of the sun. Ripsalis does like a little bit more shade, but it seems happy enough there. This one we normally keep in the polytunnel. We've got it out now to get lots of fresh air and rainwater, and lovely. This has lots of little tiny berries on it, sort of in the winter time too, but it's just like hair, isn't it incredible? Absolutely lovely. And then this is one of my dragon fruits, commonly known as Hylocereus, and this is one that I have been growing a long time. It does need repotting because it's sort of hanging out of its pot, so I'm going to be changing the soil and repotting that. But it's loving the rain as well. As you can see, they're lovely fleshy big stem segments on that. And this is another one of my dragon fruit Hylocereus. This one was gifted to me from my friend Susan, who lived in Tramore on the south east part of Ireland when I lived in Waterford. And this is one she actually grown herself from seed from a supermarket dragon fruit and doing very well. Again, I think this is going to may not need a bigger pot, but I think I need to repot it just to freshen up the soil a little bit. But other than that, it's doing well. Lots of new fresh growth on there too. And here's one of my epiphyllums. Now this is Epiphyllum, check which one this one, because we've had a few in flowers. Epiphyllum Mrs. G. Boheme, and I pollinated the flowers. I'm happy to say, look at that, we have seed pods on the go. And you know when it's been pollinated and it's been a success, because obviously the flower normally dies back like that and it just falls off. If it doesn't fall off, it starts to swell up there in the ovary where the seeds are forming. So it could be many months before the fruit is ready to harvest for seed, but very exciting to see. And then we have one, this is another Epiphyllum vine. Not quite sure the exact type, but you can see it's very different in appearance to the normal sort of epiphyllums that would grow big leaf segments like that. This one comes down in a big sort of vine and all the leaves coming off. Absolutely incredible. New growth there. They seem to be doing very well at the moment. This one is another, got a mixture of different epiphyllums all in here, all different types. And you can see they do vary in how they look, very much so. And then I'll just show you all the epiphyllums first. This is one of our epiphyllums as well. This is Epiphyllum Anthonianus, what a name, Anthonianus, and commonly nicknamed as the Zigzag Cactus. Cryptocereus is the proper sort of name really for it, and you can see all the lovely aerial roots there. Lovely, lovely. And we have two of these in our collection, two different types. This is another one. As you can see, they're very different in the appearance. This one has much more rounder, wider sort of a zigzaggy appearance on the leaves there. Look at that. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Look at that, isn't it beautiful? And this one is more sort of narrower, so they are different. This one I think is the one that's not quite sure. This was gifted to us as a cutting, but not flowered yet, because there's a few different types of this, but we think this is the one that has the lovely big white flowers, but they're nicknamed the rick-rack cacti. But isn't that beautiful, guys? Absolutely lovely. So it's lovely just without, even when they're not flowering, because they're quite remarkable, the leaf segments in themselves, but to show you the difference there. And then I'll just do all the epiphyllums first, and the epiphytic cacti. This one here is another Ripsalis, Ripsalis crispata. Happy to say it is absolutely packed, filled, and I mean packed filled with buds. Look at that, guys. Absolutely so many buds all over this entire plant. Absolutely incredible. And the amazing thing is, this usually does flower for me in the winter time, but it's flowering now in the middle of summer. Not complaining, because it's absolutely wonderful to see loads of buds, and because the buds are sort of all around the same size, I think they're all going to it's all going to flower together. It's going to be a fountain of beautiful little tiny white flowers. So stay tuned for future updates on this beautiful Ripsalis crispata. As I say, it's very happy here in the hanging basket. Get some plenty of sun, probably a little bit too much sun. Ripsalis prefer a bit more shade, which is why it's a little bit red tinted, but because it's all in bud, it seems happy, so I'm going to leave it. And I say make sure that it gets plenty of rainwater at this time of year too for the summer. And then we have some more. I'll just show you obviously all the epiphyllums. That first, this is my Epiphyllum ackermani. It's been flowering absolutely beautiful. As you can see, there's lots of buds. That one is still in flower. When I say buds, lots of flowers sort of on their way out now, but that's still flowering there. But it's been beautiful, I have to say. And more on the other side. And then this one is the lovely Epiphyllum that I got from Urban Plant Life last year. Been on sort of got this as a bit of a rescue because it'd been there many years, and I was thinking of repotting it maybe in the autumn time. It's sending out a lot of new growth at the moment, and it's really greened up because it was a little bit yellow when we got it, but very healthy, lots of new growth on it, as you can see there, lots of new happy growth. Very happy, healthy plant, and greening up a tree. So it seems to like that there as well, giving plenty of rainwater too. And show you there. Yeah, this is my Aporo cacti and Eporophyllum. This has been blooming beautiful for absolutely weeks, and it's stopped sort of come to the end of its flowering now, but it has been amazing. Look at that, guys. It is, because I've got 4 different types in this basket, and as I say, it's just coming to the end. That's move that bud there. But it has been amazing, and again loves the fresh air and the rainwater out here. And then here another Hylocereus dragon fruit. This is one I've grown myself from seed. Will need to be repotted, as you can see it's sort of bulging out of its pot there, so that's going to be repotted probably the next few weeks or so, but doing okay at the moment there. And then this is another Epiphyllum here, mixture of a few different ones, again been flowering up until recently. And here, this is my Epiphyllum Pegasus. This is my grandeur of all the Epiphyllums, and this has had the most incredible flowers on it. You may not seen the video. If not, do look at that video with the Epiphyllum Pegasus. It has just been incredible flowers, and again now it's stopped flowering. It's sending out lots of new growth now. Seems to be doing very well there. And another one, Epiphyllum here. This is my German Empress. It looks pretty much, when it's out of flower, pretty plain, but when it's in flower it has the most incredible pink flowers, and this was flowering absolutely beautiful for me this year as well. So maybe check out a couple of videos. I'll try and put the links up above on these when they're flowering. It may come up now. You'll just be took your breath away when you see the flowers on this beautiful German Empress Epiphyllum. And then we have my other Rhipsalis. This is a Rhipsalis, a collection of a few different ones here. This one is Rhipsalis. So just check. So a lot of the labels have come out of this. This one is, I know it looks like a load of grass, but it's not. Rhipsalis casultha. Here is absolutely amazing. Look at that, guys. And then we have a mixture of a hanging basket here with different types. You can see the difference in the colours. There's about 4 different types of Rhipsalis here. These are sort of very different in appearance to the other Rhipsalises, as you can see. That has thicker leaf segments here. That has tiny clumping little leaf segments. This is very thin leaf segments. And here, this is a lovely red coloured sort of leaf segments on here as well, sort of longer and thinner. And this one is another different one again. So I've grouped them all together because it looks, not only does it keep it sort of nice and compact, but it gives a bit of a variety to see all the different types there. You can see very, very different. Makes a wonderful hanging basket. Again, they're loving the rain, water out here, and it's a little bit shaded there under this little tree here. And this is my Schlumberger Christmas cactus, or one of my Schlumbergers. We have a few different types planted up in here and doing very, very well. Probably ideally get a little bit too much sun here, but it's sort of okay. We don't get that much sun anyway here in Ireland. But when it does go a bit too red, then I'll take it into the polytunnel to give it a bit more shade. But so far so good with this beauty. And here is Easter Cactus winterii, commonly known as the rat's tail cacti, and I have 2 of these. This is the more traditional seen one, the winterii, and this is the Collodimonosis, which has the lovely sort of white hair, nicknamed the monkey's tail. This is nicknamed the rat's tail cactus. This is nicknamed the monkey's tail. Obvious reasons. It actually does feel like hair, and there is some buds. Very happy to see. Just show you there's lots of buds coming up. Difficult to get the camera too close, but it is in bud, so that's going to be amazing when that flowers. Happy to see buds on this. This one had a couple of buds, but they keep dropping off because the weather's been a bit up and down, so hopefully we get a bit more sunshine, they will form some buds again. This is the problem here in Ireland. You get a few days of sunny weather and all buds start to form, and then you get a week or 2 of just constant rain and cloud and they drop off. But fingers crossed we get these flowering. But this is a beauty. Just look at that. They're beautiful even when not in flower, but good to see lots of buds on this stunner anyway. And that's them beauties there. Now I'm going to show you the back wall. So we have a few things we're growing from seed here. These little pine trees that we're growing from seed. These little pine seeds were gifted to us from Shane Walsh, so thank you, Shane. They're growing very well there. Here we have lilies and a mixture of pretty much everything. Punchers out here as well. I've had these for a long time. And this is my Trichocereus Pacanoi cactus here. Very, very huge. Long time I've had this, and it flowers every year without fail. And the good news is there's a couple of buds forming there. Usually it's sort of in bud by now, so the weather has been pretty bad summer so far here. Here in Ireland we've had a couple of good days lately, but it's just not as good compared to last year. But there are buds forming, so fingers crossed that's gonna take off, because the flowers are just remarkable on this stunner. And this is Hans's massive Trichocereus that he has grown from seed. This cactus here is huge, guys. I cannot tell you how. I mean, it's probably about 8 feet, and Hans has grown this from seed probably 48 years ago. It's as old as me. And He's actually cut it back 3 or 4 times when he's moved house, when he lived in Sweden, many times. If he hadn't have had to have cut it for moving house, this probably would have been 10 times the size of this. So it is quite remarkable. But look at that, it is a giant. Remarkable he's grown it from seed as well, and it's beautiful. We hope one day it will flower for us, but it's never flowered. But you never know, that will be something else after 47, 48 years to see a flower on that. I think it would make Hansi's day, I have to say, probably Hansi's year. Incredible. And I'm going to show you a bit of the carnivorous plants now. Now I've got some more carnivorous plants out here. We keep these well watered all the time because they're quite thirsty plants and they need to be kept. I normally do have a little bit of an inch of water in there. I have to top that up actually after I've filmed. Keep them in rainwater. Different types. These are Venus flytraps, commonly known. Now these are ones I've grown from seed. They're sort of struggling a little bit. They are very, very small even after 3 years. There's about 4 different groups, but they're sort of doing okay. they're way too young to pot on, but they're still going, and they do catch insects, believe it or not, even though they're very tiny. This one as well sort of died back in the winter, and it's sort of coming back now again, which is good to see. This one as well is commonly known as the sundews because they're sticky deposits. They catch the flies on there, so that is growing really well at the moment. It's one of my Nepenthes as well there. This one is my Sarracenia, and probably a bit too much sun because it's gone very red. They go red in the sun, but it's doing well, catching lots of insects that are flying about, doing what they do naturally. And then here we have, this looks a bit of a mess, but these are coming to the end of their growth period anyway. These are called Umbilicus rupestris, and they grow sort of from the spring up until the summer, and then they die back again. They go back like this, go back into the ground, and then they come back up again. So I'm just letting them die back naturally, and then they come back every year. Then we have a mixture of a lot of different sort of succulents here. As you can see, lots, mainly sort of sedums and sempervirens. All there. Again, I need to give this a bit of a tidy up. It's a little bit, they can grow a little bit messy, succulents. It's important you sort of keep them pruned back. This one here is my burrow's tail, which is absolutely doing very well here. This is called Cedar morganium, and this is really happy there, I have to say. Look at that lovely fleshy, beautiful plant there. This is one I actually grown just from one little tiny, I think it was the size of that little bead. I stuck it in the soil probably about 6 years ago, and it just went poof, and that's how it's growing now. It's amazing. I have a few of these. I have a couple of them in the polytunnel as well, but this is very special because this is one I just grown from one little bead. It is absolutely wonderful, I have to say, and might need to pop that on again in the future, but I love this beauty so much. And as I say, show you a bit more down here. Some more. This is absolutely beautiful as well. This here is a Lampanthus, and it is beautiful flowers there. Flowers will open up a little bit if the sun comes out later, but so beautiful to see. That's an outdoor plant. And then some more Nepenthes out here too. I just keep these topped up with rainwater, and that's the back wall there. And then look at this Kalanchoe Blossfeldianas. I've got these potted up in a bowl, and they are doing absolutely remarkable. They've been flowering for absolutely weeks and weeks and weeks. So beautiful. And lots more as well. Now Hans has done a great update video on the yard that if you haven't seen that, do check out Hansi's channel. What a wonderful fiance, family of cacti and other beauties. Go on there and check out his yard video, because he's also gone into detail, because a lot of these he's grown from seed himself. That's all growing all there. Now these are what I've grown from seed. These are my monkeys, the monkey puzzle tree, as they call it, and very happy with these little beauties. This one's gone a little bit scorched. I'm going to need to prune that. I think it's just from, I don't quite know what's happened with it, but it's got loads of new growth coming on it, so that's not too bad. And other than that, doing very well. Loads of new growth there too. This is my big old puncher. This one is a puncher orbiculatus, I think it's called, orbiculatus. Loads of new growth going on this as well. Had this for absolutely years. I mean, when I say years, probably 25 years, and it was just one big pad at the bottom there, and I've had to prune this back so many times because it does grow very fast. But happy a puncher there. And then I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to show you a little bit here. We've got here more Ripsalis. These are all a load of cuttings that we've got on the go as well. And this is my Grandiflorous Red Star Trichocereus. We recently repotted that, so stay tuned for the video when I do the repotting of this, because it's quite funny to repot very big cacti, and you definitely need 2 people to help you because you can't do it. It's not a one-man job. And this is Foxia here, 2 different types. We've got red and we've got pink that Hans has propagated from cuttings. It's taken really well. You can see lovely, beautiful little flowers there. So the Grandiflorous, normally this Trichocereus flowers every year without fail for me. No signs of buds, but it was very underpotted, so we've potted it up now, and not sure if it's going to flower this year because, as I say, it's been a very overcast, cloudy, wet summer so far. It's only recently the weather's really started to pick up, so hopefully a bit of sunshine now, the buds will start to form again. And then here we have a couple of hanging baskets up there. We've got strawberries strawberries on the go here, and another Schlumberger truncata, a few different types in the hanging basket there. But the strawberries forming, hopefully get some strawberries on that as well. And this is Euphorbia Ingens, and this is an amazing big cactus here that we got from Urban Plant Life in Dublin as a cutting. It was just cut at the top like that when we got it. This is all the new growth. It's fantastic, and that's doing well outside in the fresh air. Then we have our little table. We have a few of the more epiphytic cactus plants here under the table because they're a bit more shade. Excuse the hose pipe, guys. That's when we do a lot of watering. So this is my Schlumberger tendenza Orange Brazil, and it's gone red because of the sun. But other than that, it's not doing it any harm. It has the most incredible orange flowers on it. But I put it under there to get a little bit of shade so it doesn't get so much full sun in the yard there. And here another Ripsalis. This is Ripsalis. I think Ripsalis bachyfera, I think it is. This is absolutely, or Pilocarpa, sorry, Ripsalis Pilocarpa. And it's lovely sort of soft, furry, sort of little stems. I say the Ripsalis all vary so much in their appearance. But got a few different types. Another Schlumberger here, truncata, I should say, different types in there. Now this is, I'm going to show you before I show you this. This is another Ripsalis, it's Bachyfera, yeah, Bachyfera. Ripsalis Bachyfera subspecies, Corrida. It's slightly different. It's related to this one, as you can see, very similar, but this one has more thicker stems. It's much wider, and I'm going to be pruning this back here and taking some more cuttings, but it's a lovely hanging basket, I have to say. A wider stemmed version than the other one I've got there. Now this one is a selection of my Ripsalidopsis, commonly known as the Easter Cactus. I've got a few different types in flower at the moment. I know it's not Easter, guys, but my plants have a mind of their own. I've got one here which is in a lovely cerise pink colour. One here which is sort of like an orangey red colour. There, this one is more of a paler orangey red colour, absolutely beautiful. And then this one which is a deep red colour there, just starting to come into bud, so wonderful to see. Again, under the table, so get a bit more shade there. And then here we have a collection of my mind has gone with me here. A collection of pelargoniums, a few different types of pelargoniums, all different types here. Some of them are coming into flower, as you can see. Very, very pretty, very lovely, all different types we have out here outside. This is our little greenhouse, and here we have a few outdoor cacti that can take plenty of rain. We have Trichocereus here, we have Easter Cactus out here, a few different types. Got Puncher, Hylocereus, Trichocereus. Good to see the new little growth coming up there. Here we also have Poinsettia, Euphorbia Pulchima there outside, and just a selection of a few different types of cacti, mainly cereus types here, and other punchers. This is my my Brasilia puncher here. That can take plenty of rain out here and sun, so that seems to be doing really well. Like I see, it's a bit of a giant, huge, and also the Hylocereus here is massive, as you can see. They're a little bit sheltered there because there's a little bit of a side roof, so they're sheltered from excess rain out here, but they get enough rain to keep them ticking along nicely. And this is our little greenhouse. As I say, we have the main polytunnel here, which is where we keep the majority of all our cacti and succulents, and we have this little greenhouse here to keep some of the tall cereus ones in that don't want to have too much rain even in the summer, and mainly a lot of our little seedlings as well in here. We have a bunch of seedlings on the go here. We have Epiphyllum seedlings on the go. All these we've grown ourselves from seed. Saguaro seedlings, commonly known as the Carnivorous Gigantes Saguaro cactus seedlings. All of these, a lot of these we've grown from seed. Pelargonium cuttings, Lophophora, Easter Cactus, all different types, a puncher, perogia, all little seedlings. And I do regular updates on all the seedlings, so go into a bit more detail there on them as well. These are absolutely tiny. These are Rebucha. They're hard to see, but yep, they're actually seedlings, guys. Again, Mammillaria there, all different varieties. Trichocereus seedlings on the go there, Epiphyllum seedlings, Trichocereus seedlings, all in these trays. And we have a mixture of big tall Cereus cacti out here. We have Pachycereus pringlei, Hylocereus, Easter Cactus, Trichocereus, all different types here. I can't really get in here as such to show you, but hopefully give you a bit of an idea. This is Euphorbia. We're doing very well. And there's a few things coming into, hopefully coming into flower as well, we notice. That's a new little growth there too. A few little flower buds are forming on some of the Trichocereus. This one went sort of dead at the top, but it's side shooting there, which is very good. We're just going to cut it back, but the side shooting, so that's going to be coming out there. And then there is a flower, notice, yep, there's more little signs of a flower bud there forming. So very exciting to see that. And we have a mixture. We have Trichocereus pachanoi, Trichocereus scopicola, all different types here. They're weird and wacky cacti, as you can see, and a big old echinopsis there that we've had for many years. The reason why we have this indoors, it's in a big pot, and once it gets very wet from rain, it's hard to dry out, so we're in control of the rainwater with this big fella here. And that's pretty much it. As I say, we have this little extra greenhouse just to keep a lot of these ones dry. This one is another one of my Hylocereus. This one is hopefully going to flower this year. It flowers every year for me, normally without fail. Feels like there's a couple of little buds forming under there. Difficult to say. But normally it's an August flower for us, so it might not be flowering for another month or two. And that's it, guys. As I say, collection of pretty much, we have a lot of cacti, as you know. And do stay tuned for our houseplant cacti and succulent and houseplant collection indoors coming out after this video. And as I say, if you haven't seen the polytunnel collection, do check that out. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the whole tour of our crazy collection. And I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness. And as I say, if you haven't seen the video on this, do check it out. Links are down below and also up above. Heaps of happiness. And if you want to also find out a bit more about cacti and succulents, if you're new to the hobby, do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. And I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of cactus and flower power from across the Emerald Isle. And until the next video, bye.